morning, folks. My name is Rich Consiglio. I'm the former district attorney of Blair County, and I'm here to introduce who I hope will be, and I'm sure will be, the next district attorney of Blair County, Pete Weeks. Over the years, I think people have trusted me a good deal. They've elected me 4 times, and I would hope that they would trust me in my recommendation that we elect Pete Weeks the next district attorney of Blair County. And maybe that's a little bit of a misnomer because he's already the district attorney of Blair County. He's been the district attorney since April of last year. In November of the year before, I announced that I was going to retire in approximately 6 months. From that point forward, Pete, who was the first assistant district attorney, my first assistant district attorney, began going ahead with his preparation to become district attorney. He was the individual that I most trusted to follow in my footsteps. I would let you know that Pete, I am not even sure how long he's been there. He's been so long as an assistant district attorney. And in my judgment, he is the most capable individual to continue for the next 4 years to be district attorney of this county. I would say, and a lot of people know that I just kind of talk off the cuff, so I will continue to do that. I would tell the people of this county that I know practically every lawyer in Blair County. Most of them are my friends and my acquaintances. And despite that fact, there is not another individual in Blair County that is nearly as qualified to be district attorney as Pete Weeks. And I say that despite the fact, as I just got done saying, that many of the people who are lawyers, and some of whom may want to run against him, are friends of mine. But the point is, you must have the qualifications, no matter how close friends you are to anybody. You have to be able to be unbiased. You have to be able to know the law. You have to be able to go into the courtroom and do the work. And you also have to be able to be an administrator and be involved in all the types of things that go on now. You know, when I took over 15 years ago as district attorney, after I'd been 17 years as the assistant district attorney, times were different. Times have changed beyond any measure. The number of programs, the number of changes in the office that have to take place, the amount of equipment that's used now is stuff that I never even thought about. And Pete is familiar with and is accomplished in all those areas. The most importantly is Pete follows, I believe, in my footsteps. I know from my association with him over the years that he feels the same way about the district attorney's office and the reason for prosecution. The reason that the district attorney's office does exist and should exist is to find justice for victims. The amount of crime has increased in a lot of ways, I'm afraid, because of the political situation in this country. In fact, whether people know this or not, there are entities in this country, and I don't mind naming George Soros as one of them, if anybody knows who he is, who puts millions of dollars into elections at lower levels, things like district attorney's office, mayors, things like that, just to be able to get Marxist, liberal politicians in. And we even see that in Pennsylvania. And again, I never mince words. In Philadelphia, there's a situation that's so bad with the district attorney's office that there might as well be open season for crime. That's not what Pete Weeks is. Pete Weeks stands for the people. Pete Weeks stands for justice. And it's my great honor to be able to stand with him in his attempt for election to the office of district attorney. Blair County is well served with this man. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich, for your kind words, for your continued support and your mentorship over the years. And Rich, we hope Sally has been enjoying your retirement.
Yeah. Am I?
At this time, I want to give a special thanks to Don Delosier of the U.S. Hotel for allowing us the opportunity to use this beautiful facility for the event this afternoon. Unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the restrictions that have been imposed on us, we are not able to do a traditional announcement with a large gathering of people. So we came here today with a small group of friends, colleagues, and family. I'd like to take a moment to thank the following people who are here and showing their support. First, retiring former District Attorney David Gorman, retiring Chief of Criminal Investigation for the Pennsylvania State Office of Attorney Generals, David Ellis, former Blair County Sheriff and former Deputy Chief of the Altoona Police Department, Mitch Cooper, current and future Blair County Sheriff Jim Ott, and former Director of Blair County Victim Witness Sue Greet. I'd like to thank and recognize Chris Forshee and Catherine Newman, who have been an integral part of making my campaign possible. I'd like to thank Blair County Republican Party Chairman Jim Foreman for being here today. And finally, and most importantly, I'd like also to thank my wife, Christy, for whom her support makes this possible. As you know, last April, Rich retired after serving the citizens of Blair County over the last 4 decades. Not only was he the longest-standing district attorney in Blair County, he leaves behind a legacy of mentoring attorneys to value a victim-first approach to prosecution. I consider myself fortunate to have learned from Rich's skill, abilities, and experience as an assistant, as his appointed first assistant, and now as district attorney. I spent the last 13 years in all of my career as a prosecutor, not only learning under Attorney Consiglio, but also former first assistant district attorney and now Judge Bernard. I thank her for her previous mentorship as well. The lessons that they have imparted to me have formed the foundation of who I have become as a prosecutor. I stand before all of you today requesting your support and your vote to continue as your district attorney. I want to assure you that under my leadership, the Blair County District Attorney's Office remains dedicated to the preservation of justice and the protection of our community. In keeping with the legacies left behind by my predecessors, if elected as district attorney, my office will continue to emphasize victim-driven prosecution and aggressive drug enforcement. As your DA, my office is the last line of protection between a criminal and the community. The numbers don't lie, and unfortunately, Blair County especially is plagued with high numbers of gun and drug crimes, sexual assaults, and child abuse. These offenders and defendants have a higher rate of reoccurrence or recidivism if left unchecked. Over the last 8 years, the courts have chipped away at sentences for drug offenders, and as a result, especially in 2020, we have seen the impact, once again, of gun violence and homicides plague our community. Community safety depends on whether the district attorney is willing to support the hard work of the police officers on the street by aggressively prosecuting criminals. Throughout our country, as Rich said earlier, we have seen the cost of prosecutors failing to aggressively hold accountable those who seek to do harm. While there are certainly cases that call for clemency and compassion, there are also crimes and criminals that demand unflinching, unwavering action. That kind of awareness only comes with experience. Since I took over as district attorney, I've also implemented a number of changes in the office designed to improve our ability to prosecute cases and proactively target problem areas in the community. I was able to make our county the first in Pennsylvania to engage Carpel Solutions, a software company used extensively in many other states throughout the country, to replace our outdated and obsolete case management system and fully digitize our criminal files. This technology empowers my staff to prosecute smarter and faster by actively tracking case information, quickly e-filing important time-sensitive documents that include bail revocation petitions and pretrial motions. After successfully negotiating a more favorable rate with Carpel Solutions, bringing this innovation to Blair County prosecutors came at a reduced price and, most importantly, cost you, the taxpayers, nothing. I've also changed the duties of our 2 full-time county detective positions to better meet the investigative needs in our community. One detective is designated as a child abuse investigator or specialist who assists the local police departments with the complex child abuse cases unfortunately plaguing our community. The second detective is tasked with assisting in countywide drug investigations. I believe an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. As an additional community service, I'm developing an educational initiative for school-age students. This will include a series of speaking engagements, when permitted, at local elementary, middle school, and high schools. Under this program, our specialized prosecutors and frontline law enforcement officials will hold age-appropriate talks to educate our children on drug abuse, human trafficking, social media pitfalls especially, and other emerging dangers facing our community's young people. Finally, it's noteworthy to mention that 2020 was a year unlike any we've ever seen. The COVID-19 pandemic and resultant judicial emergency created in Blair County and throughout the country has created a host of challenges for all law enforcement and prosecutors. In my opinion, social activists have sought to exploit this pandemic by hamstringing the efforts of police and prosecutors to keep the community safe. Blair County has not been immune to these attacks, unfortunately. We have faced an onslaught of bail petitions requesting and obtaining the release of both charged and convicted individuals who pose a direct safety risk to our community, including the illegitimate release of state inmates by Governor Wolf. Due to the governor's request or demand for all Pennsylvanians to engage in social distancing, our ability to advance criminal cases within the system and conduct jury trials has been indefinitely suspended until the pandemic restrictions are lifted or eased. These unprecedented regulations have created the perfect storm of an inevitable case backlog with little or no opportunities to reduce it. In response to this, my office is lobbying the court to provide us with additional and prolonged jury trial terms as soon as these restrictions are lifted, so we can get back to the business of prosecuting these cases quickly, efficiently, and most of all, effectively. Despite all of that, there is still much work to be done, and that is why I'm running to continue serving as your district attorney. My record speaks for itself. Because of my experience, training, and proven track record for fair and unflinching prosecution, I'm the only candidate who is prepared to lead this office into the future. As Rich has always said, the prosecutors, we just present the hard work of the police and the office staff. I am honored to work with police officers who I consider to be the best example of police in the country. The prosecution of these cases would not be possible at all without a staff in the district attorney's office who works tirelessly each day to achieve justice for both the community and individual victims, and I am grateful for all of their dedication. In order to continue this fight, I need your support. To connect with us, please email us at weeks4@gmail.com or visit our website at peteweeks4da.com or find us on Facebook by searching Pete Weeks for District Attorney. If you would like a yard sign, please contact us so we can get them delivered once available. Thank you again for joining me in the fight to protect and serve Blair County, and I am asking for your vote on Tuesday, May 18th.